Here we go.
How's it going, guys?
How you doing? How you doing, Danny? Nice to meet you.
Let's see who is here. Oh, Andy. That's you.
Yes, sir. I don't think we've met just yet, but yeah,
We have
excited
not.
to hear everything, catch up with everybody right now.
No problem, no problem. And this is probably gonna be a short one. Oops, what happened? Hello? Are you there, Andy? Damn it.
Yes, I'm here. Sorry about
Oh,
that.
okay. I just got a notification that it kicked me out, but I was still in front of the screen. It's odd. Anyway, so it's the rest of the
Sorry, I'm adding everybody else. I think Alex is having a hard time finding the link.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did I send it to the group chat there? I did, right?
Yes, I know. I think yeah, he did. I don't think he was able to see it for some reason.
Okay. Give me just 1 second. Get myself here situated and pull out some of the information that belongs to your project. 1 second.
No worries, no worries.
How's everybody doing?
Hello, Alex.
¿Cómo andas, Danny? ¿Cómo está todo?
Muy bien. Feliz viernes. Happy Friday.
Feliz viernes, bro. Aquí emocionados para ponernos al tanto con lo que nos mandaste y todo.
Sí, yo leí la información que enviaron. Muy completo todo.
Check. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you, bro.
Yo.
Hey,
Okay, awesome.
We can hear you.
Yeah, I don't want to be rude and speak in Spanish. Does everybody speak Spanish here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, bien.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I'm like the one who's like probably the most handicapped with Spanish, but I understand.
No problem. We'll go back and forth. Let us know if you need clarification of anything. I was telling Andy, guys, it's probably gonna be a short one. And the reason why is we have to wait on Robin to expedite the pass type ID, which is basically the unique identifier that the Apple Developer Program releases or assigns to each new use case for mobile wallet. So that takes about 24 to 48 hours. It's never really takes 48 hours. So by Monday, I think we should have that, maybe even before. And yeah, but regarding the launch, and one of my philosophies is for every launch there's a pre-launch, right? Did you read that part at the end of my email where I suggested something, and did it make sense?
Let me see.
Let me go back to the email just really quick. Just refresh up. Okay, so you're talking of like offering like something like one of our high value service products, doing it like for free, but in exchange for a number of passes, right? Is that what you were talking about?
Yes. So let me elaborate on that because I think it'll make more sense to you guys. And if not, maybe some of the tactics could remain similar, but maybe you have a better idea. So in order for the success of a program like these, right, we're going to depend in large part on the highest number of mobile wallet passes that are in circulation, right? So our audience basically needs to have a reason, an irresistible offer why to go through those clicks and whatever else they have to go through, right? We need to give them we need to give them a carrot at the end of that journey, right? So what is that going to look like, right? So, and the intent behind that is obviously the more people that has your members only pass in their device, right? Then we can further communicate with them. We can further send a promo or an offer to act now, that sort of thing. So that in the long run, we are indoctrinating that audience and we're converting them into either paid clients or shoppers or brand ambassadors. They're sharing the pass with their friends, and then whatever you gave for free at the beginning of the program, at the beginning of the launch, then it pays itself over and over again, right? So sort of like a giveaway, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
in my experience, the thing that works the best is not a 10% discount, is not a t-shirt or a raffle. It's something of high value that people are going to say, wow, I want to be part of this. This is for members only, or this is for followers only, or whatever, however we're going to position it, like. And people get excited. We have in tactics and strategies that will come about before we even ask them to click on anything, right? We need to get attention. We need to cause the anticipation necessary for people to know what those benefits, what the advantages are going to be when they become that follower or that members only VIP status. That's the word. So that's why I asked, what is the highest valued offer? And you replied, but I'm not sure if that could be, or what do you guys think if we position something like I don't know, a consultation or something, or a could be a bundled package. What would that look like? I'm not sure if you had the opportunity to think much about this throughout the day, but give me some thoughts, please.
Sure. I guess I could chime in real fast because a lot of our stuff is just, other than a lot of our value being from like how we handle consultations and stuff like that, and like even music videos as a service, or just full out video production and stuff like that. I mean, for something like that, I mean, we could offer, like you're saying, like even like consultations in a sense of like maybe mentorship, or maybe it's an on-set pass in a way where it's like maybe somebody who has the pass can come on maybe one of our jobs that we do, and we give them like a full like experience of like how we run like our productions or something. Or I think there's like I think there's like two markets that we have. It's usually the people who actually use our services and buy from us and pay us to do production work or design, or even like also the audience that consumes our media that we post online, and or like other people who can relate to our business that they do as well. But I mean, of course, like not everybody has like the platform that we kind of have and that we're building. So I'm assuming it's either two things, like either we're doing like a free production kind of giveaway in a sense, or where we're talking to like future clients in a sense, or maybe that could be in a sense of like talking to our audience and offering maybe like knowledge and like kind of like in a sense, in an academy sense of like like guiding people and mentorships and stuff. I mean, that's like two avenues that could technically work in a way. I'm not sure if like Alex or Richie have any ideas of any other input.
Mine, I was thinking in a sense of like a tangible item, as in like a coin or like a pen. or maybe even like exclusive t-shirts. I mean, I know
Yeah.
merch is something that we're kind of starting off of, but I think like to get to the mass of the people, I feel like not many people are gonna get the experience with videos. I feel like we have a lot of fans and people who support us who don't need a video, and I think getting out to that audience and to those people, it matters, and I think merch is one way that could potentially be a way of, getting people
Mhm.
involved.
Yeah, and just to chime in, I think the number one thing that we have that most people don't is access to high profile celebrities, musicians, and in general, just people who a lot of people want to be around. So, specifically to target each of the markets that we're working in each of the regions, what if we were to do some sort of a meet and greet event? For example, Christmas is coming up, and a lot of our partners are looking for ways to give back to their communities. So I'm thinking if we target a few of our closest partners, such as, just the team knows these names, so I'll just spit them out now. So like Rob Stone, Cap G, we could probably do something with even Doughboy in this case might not be a bad idea. Just big names to where people will naturally gravitate towards an event that they're doing. Sebi, have some sort of a Christmas event, and every one of those events we can sponsor. And the only way to get into those events for a Christmas giveaway, a turkey giveaway, something like that could be through the QR code. That's
Mhm.
another idea.
I like that a
Really.
lot. I like the combination of all three
Mhm.
ideas. Yeah, yeah. Did you did I interrupt you? I'm sorry.
No, no, no.
Cool. Just typing here. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
no, that's great.
that is that last idea could potentially turn out more people. We can even throw in what the previous idea was, the swag, right? The branded product when people are there, and if we do something before Thanksgiving or around that time, we can um piggyback on on the spirit, right? People are buying stuff. People are, preparing for the busiest shopping season of the year for many, many years, right? It's been that way. And also with the angle of giving back to the community, right? So I think if I understand correctly, you guys have that sort of team culture and follower culture where um, that could be important to them, right? And it is to you guys. So a combination of all those elements, I think that could be um, that could yield the highest number of not only attendees or participants um, on location or virtual. So I'm excited about that. And you mentioned some artists that I'm not familiar with, but your circle of your sphere of influence um, are familiar with these names. I gotta I gotta look them up and get acquainted. Are these hip hop artists?
Yeah, so we can put together a target list of a few names and a few ideas, and then we can send that over to you to kind of get an idea. We'll check out the consumer engagement, and then we'll also look a little bit into what more or less they're doing already for the holidays and see how we can kind of just work our way into what they're doing and align with them.
Yes, yes, totally. So yeah, a collaboration that is of mutual benefit. Um, not only for Guap Bronze, but also for the artist or artists, and also for the members who are going to uh, become members, right? So we
Yeah.
have to go ahead.
No, yeah. So then I think with that, now that we set all three of those ideas, I think there's almost somewhere where we create a whole publicity campaign behind this pre-launch. So it's almost creating the early awareness of how we're going to do this. And we could probably put together a couple, like maybe 3 different activations in different markets. We could do one in San Diego, one in LA, and one in Atlanta, and then we can just do a like cross the whole like 3 regions. We can do simultaneous activations on a certain day, and then to get into each of those events, we can just mandatory. You have to have our QR mobile wallet app. You know.
Yes, yes, I love that. That is you guys are throwing some really good ideas at this time. San Diego, New York, and Atlanta. Did I hear you right?
You know, probably San Diego, Los Angeles, and
Oh,
Atlanta, or
wow.
Cleveland. We could probably do. Yeah, it would just be a matter of partnering with some of our closest collaborators, and we can put together a campaign, and then we can use that to kind of leverage this. Because I see what you mean, that the best way to get this, you know, the most effective as possible is to have people using it. So I think the only way for us to do that is to offer in-person activations, and if it's something virtual, it would have to be leveraging with somebody to get an exclusive music video, something extremely exclusive that people would want to gravitate towards us for.
Totally.
So we can create those opportunities for sure.
Excuse me. I'm digging those potential collaborations with people who you've worked with already, right? I imagine.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome. Quick thing that I didn't include in that checklist, and so you must have a list of contacts, or do you send any communication via email to your list in any type of frequency, like a newsletter? It sounds kind of boring, but
No,
or
yeah.
anything like that.
Yeah, so our usual cadence with newsletters is bi-weekly. So we've been doing that. It's been going, you know, like you said, a lot of people they don't really open it, they don't engage with it. So I'm assuming that this could be a lot more engaging, because what we're doing via email is really engaging, where we haven't really done collaborations where we offer exclusives or any real incentive for our fans to connect, our community to connect. But I think these opportunities and getting into people's wallets makes way more sense for us to now create that incentive. But yeah, we've been sending out bi-weekly newsletters, and it's getting the word out. We'll have some people reply, and it's created a further engagement in our ecosystem.
Nice. And about what is the number of subscribers on that newsletter? How many? Just ballpark.
So it's divided in 2. We have one that's just fully filmmakers, we call it. So just other people who want to get into filmmaking. I want to say that's around 43, 47. And then when it comes to the artists, who are people who are potential clients, people that we've been in contacts with over email, and they've seen our work, and we've offered them, like you said, giveaways and everything. Those people, it's in the same ballpark, about 43 to 47. The only thing we notice with them is, while they are good people to have in our ecosystem, and they really engage with the content well, they're not ever going to convert. You know, our price point is almost right now at about 7,000 for a video. 3,500 is just the retail price to make a production happen. So yeah, that's just to give you some context on that. But anybody can buy a shirt for $50, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great info. So do you know your email open rate by any chance?
No, but we can actually pull that up. Let's see.
And that was out of curiosity, because I mean, we're gonna take some snapshots of some current numbers, right? So I know this is maybe a bit premature to start doing that, but during our planning of that pre-launch, we're going to do that, so that whatever we do, we measure and track and optimize, right? So if we're talking about a multi-city, I guess, initiative, it'll be cool to know, right? which was the city that participated the most, or things like that.
Yeah, so just to give you a little bit of context, I pulled up the information here. And as of our last email blast, we got 43% opened. Our unique recipients were 102. And yeah, we had about 44 people who opened those emails.
Well, you guys are above the average, right? Right now, it's we are. I'm not saying email is dead by any means. So there's some marketers out there that are chanting that.
They swear by it, yeah. Right.
Yeah, I mean, radio's not dead, right? But
Right. I
but
agree.
yeah, but people are not opening, or are not excited about opening emails, as much as we used to, right? As much as not sure how old is everybody here, but do you remember America Online, AOL, when you've got
Yep.
mail, right? We're like, oh my
Yeah.
God, somebody wrote to us, and it was so cool to have that notification when you signed on. Right now, it's like I have like almost close to 90,000 emails on red on on all of my accounts, and but whichever way you look at the email open rates, even for e-commerce, influencers, brick and mortar businesses, it's not above 20-25%. So you guys are with a way smaller list. You have an engaged, right, circle, right, where almost almost half of those people opened, right? Almost half of those people clicked on that email, and that was probably not a a giveaway or a
Right. It was just communication, just something.
Great. Got to start somewhere with when is the next one?
So the next one would probably be today or tomorrow morning. Actually, we'll probably send the next wave of just same type of thing. It'll be new photos that we just shot. Send everybody what's happening. Quick update. Hey, soon to come Essentials collection. We've been teasing it now. The last one was just a tease of the first look photos. This will be, we'll provide probably a announcement of when the clothes will go live. And then, yeah, so tomorrow we'll get a similar reaction, see how it goes.
So is the Essential collection swag?
It's clothing.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. So let's think about, maybe not for the one that you're going to send out tomorrow, but for the following, right? You said bi-weekly. For the following, let's think about how to start drafting that email with what's coming soon, right? Even I don't know if I'm gonna give you guys something that's too last minute, but even if you could fit it in for tomorrow's communication that's gonna be sent out, maybe a teaser at the end of the email, or something. That way we don't have to wait 2 weeks for that to start. What do you guys think?
No, I think we can definitely do that. To give you some context to where we are as a company and what we're doing. So this is all happening. We're cleaning up our website. We're cleaning up our communications. We're building out our final brand guidelines to reach our audience in a very consistent and cohesive manner every time. Right now, we're basically planning so that January 1st, we launch the new website. We launch this whole mobile and wallet concept of communication with our consumer. And then we also plan to do like a whole release with either a partner or another collaborator, and just pretty much revamp our entire image and come out with a full-fledged programming slate of just absolute original content, original swag. And yeah, so we're pretty much in a transitional phase. And I think people have been noticing from the difference in our aesthetic and our look and how we're communicating. So it's definitely something that I think people are expecting that there's a change coming. So I think they won't be very abrasive to coming soon. What would you suggest? Kind of like new way to get in touch with us, or very specific mobile wallet communication coming soon? Like, what would you say there?
Yeah. I am brainstorming right now as you asked me
And you
that.
don't have to tell us now. You can
Yeah.
even you can circle back tomorrow with like a, hey, try to include this. We'll probably send it out tomorrow around 6 p.m., 7 p.m. And then that way we'll have everything ready and you have a little time to, send us your brainstorm on this,
Yeah, sounds good. So how do people sign up for that communication? Because I believe I opted into I did opt in to your email newsletter, and I noticed that I did have to I did have to verify on that email, right? So in other words, it was like a double opt-in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do remember correctly. Which program are you using for that to send that email?
Currently, we're using Squarespace, which is where our website lives as well.
Gotcha. Is there a way to allow people to sign up for that newsletter without the double opt-in?
There is, and we can definitely make that happen if you think it's more efficient.
Gotcha. And I'm not sure if that is specific of California residents. I know California residents fall under an extra layer of privacy. Do you know if that's part of that?
I believe it is. I think that's probably why we're getting that notice. But I also know that a lot of our followers are in Mexico and they're also in Atlanta and Cleveland. So that might be just an exclusively California thing, but that's something we can do a little more research on.
Gotcha. And I'll also look into that.
Okay.
Good deal.
So I think from what I'm collecting here, right now what you need from us is to come up with an initiative, a publicity campaign, basically, that's going to make sure, guarantee that we have people actively using this mobile wallet in order to make it the most efficient. And also just a landscape of what our communication currently looks like, so you have an idea of data and just information of how we're communicating with our audience. So I think there's a world where if we're going to especially do this, 2 times a week until January, where we can prepare an agenda and we can get you all of this information via email, so you have it more formally, and that way you don't have to just try to remember all of this off the top or note it all down. And that way the coming calls can be a little more efficient and we can really get behind, like, okay, this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing. Maybe 3-4 efforts that'll push this forward, and then you will also have all of the data from us of what's going on right now on our socials, digital platforms, everything. And that way, we can be most effective on these calls.
Alex, sorry, I wanted to kind of chime in as well, real quick. I mean, I know you said we have to schedule two calls per week. I wanted to see maybe on Mondays too, if we include, on those calls, if we include Danny, when we have those weekly meetings. I think it would be definitely a perfect time for us to get all on board and be able to kind of get a good guidance on what we need to do.
I think we can lateral our call, so we can do our internal call and then we can talk to Danny, referring to everything that's relevant to him, or vice versa. And then, yeah, that's a great idea.
Yes, I agree with that. You have meetings on Mondays?
So, we do our internal call just to regroup as a team. We touch up on all of our productions, all of our efforts, marketing campaigns, original content. But I mean, for you, it would mostly be in the marketing aspect. So we could probably finish off our days and our calls. We could have all the team hop off and then have you hop on.
Gotcha. Love it. What about traditional media outlets? Do you have connections there, maybe with a journalist or someone where you can potentially score an interview and get more exposure through, I don't know, radio or that sort of thing? Any of the traditional mediums?
Yeah, so I actually have, so just to give you some context, I don't know if you're familiar with H&M Communications. It's a publicity firm.
I am not, but it sounds
Yeah, so to give you some context, basically, yes, we have access to radio, broadcast, online. But as you know, a lot of this is pitch based. So we have some journalists that we can pitch to. We don't have very many journalists that we're very super comfortable with in the market that we would like to go into. For the most part, we'd like to be in the US Hispanic market, just so that we can connect with our people, of course, first and foremost, and at the same time, enter a different space, because I think these type of things aren't really going to connect with our younger underground audience as much as they would with a corporate, more, literally just US Hispanic. But yeah, we can. What would you suggest on that? Would you suggest that we do radio buys, or would you suggest that we score a few interviews on broadcast, or what is that? What would you think we should do a whole campaign there as well?
I think it could be a combination without without adding too much to that budget, right? I don't want you guys you know paying for or paying a huge amount of money to to get an interview or something like that. But what I know that could get the attention of some local coverage could be that that angle with the social responsibility for the community, right? So you mentioned January 1st or around the beginning of next year, maybe doing something for, and you mentioned also the turkey giveaway or something like that.
Mhm.
We noticed that when we apply that angle, right, that we did an initiative to help people who are going to buy electric vehicles to 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 get better at driving Teslas, right? I mean, driving Tesla is is a little bit different than driving any other car. And
Yeah.
because we noticed that a lot of women and young people, and yeah, boys and girls, and or male or females, they get into little, fender benders or things like that because it's just different. And so we decided to, you know what, we're going to have a launch where we're going to give people classes for free, one or two, depending on their level of experience. And that brought local attention for free, right? So we can do a combination of free outreach or things that will get the attention of you know um a channel or a blogger, even an artist, who can not use, but we can take advantage of their circle of influence, of their followers to amplify the message.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, the more I'm hearing this, I love the ideas, and I love just the holistic approach to marketing. So again, I think this is one of those where we set up a full publicity campaign inclusive of traditional, digital, and even influencer, as well as experiential activities, and we can definitely put together something huge to try to, set the net wide.
Totally. So I was a club promoter in New York for 4 years, and I mean, this was some 15 years ago. We didn't have a lot of the things we have now, and the experience in New York was, it gave me some of the foundation that we still use today. We didn't have a smartphone back then, but or a lot of a lot of the ways we use now to get the attention of people, get into conversations with people and then ask for a conversion. It's we didn't have back then, but those elements still needed to be present, right? The saying hello to your VIPs and letting them know who you are. Thank you for coming. Next time, don't wait on the line, or give me a call. This is my phone number. If you need anything, things like that. And that those gestures, right? Even though we're in a virtual digital space for the most part, the human part shall not be, overlooked. And that's why I intend to humanize that message with the tech, right? Intertwine it.
Hmm. Yeah, no, and I totally agree. I think that's a great point you bring up because human relationships are everything, at the end of the day.
Totally.
Okay. So yeah, I think honestly, I think with this that you present us now, I think we can come back at you for next week with a more, we could basically put together a plan for this whole thing, and then together we can vet the ideas, get your thoughts, and even expand upon our plan and just apply it to the fullest to make this happen as effectively as possible.
Yes. This is going to give me a lot of ideas and maybe uncover other questions that may be relevant. Don't want to hold you guys too long here on this call on your Friday evening, but let's go ahead and schedule those Zooms for the for the rest of the year, right? That way we all have it in our calendar, and they're not at after hours. I normally would be not in front of my computer right now, but wanted to catch up with you guys. I'm sorry I'm not on camera right now, but you guys understand.
Yeah, no, definitely. Thank you. And of course, we'll be more timely with these meetings, and that way we can get the most out of them. And 100%, this all sounds great. Gives us a lot
Mhm.
of context as to where your mind is at and where our mind should be at. So we'll come back at you with the plan. We'll schedule the meetings throughout the week and more appropriate times. And yeah, man, 100%. Thank you for your time, especially on this Friday. So always we're grateful for your time.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Maybe I'm going to get in touch with Murphy, and maybe he'll uncover other ideas and things that he's doing to maybe you know uh just shoot some thoughts by him and see what he thinks. You guys hang out with him a lot?
So mostly I know him through A-Rock. I don't know if you're familiar with him. So yeah, I'll see him like once a weekend or once every other weekend.
That's cool. That's cool. Awesome, guys. Andy, do you have anything to add, or Richard, or
As for the moment, no. I'm always very curious of to like, the applications of how we can use a tool that we have in our hands, and like, this is one of those fresh tools that not a lot of people in our circles use as much. So I'm just as much as curious as to how we can use it. And I know the more that we have these meetings and then we make the plans that we make, and we learn more about how this fits within our business. It all sounds exciting to me. So I'm along for the ride, and I'm always going to be able to give my input and stuff. But at the same time, I want to be able to for also like to learn a little more, and then just I'm excited to see how we can apply this towards our business.
Sure thing. On Monday, I believe we'll have a login credentials where we can start designing and even put together some samples and some mobile wallet passes on your devices. That way, we can expand more about the functionality of it.
Perfect. I think the more the more we have it, and like the more once we get closer, I'm assuming like to designing everything and having it, as tangible as possible, the more we're gonna be able to be like, oh, we know exactly how to use this.
Mm-hmm.
Sure thing. I'll send you one from my account